Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what if I'm building my business completely backwards? Most entrepreneurs start with the question, how do I make more money? But the real question should be, how do I want to spend my time? Because the truth is, revenue doesn't make you rich, time does. And if you're not careful, you'll build a business that looks successful, but quietly steals the very things that matter most. Your time with God, your family, your peace, your fitness, your mental well-being. Let me show you a better way. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a simple and biblical way to redesign your business around what matters most. Not just income, but calling, peace, presence. If you stick with me to the end, I'll give you a framework you can use this week to align your time, your money, and your mission. For those of you new here, I'm Matt. I coach Christian men to lead well, live with purpose, and build businesses that serve their family instead of stealing from them. I haven't always gotten this right. There's a season where I was grinding, chasing goals, and sacrificing my peace in the name of growth. Until I looked up and realized the cost was way too high. The very things I said matter most were getting my leftovers. So I flipped it. I rebuilt everything around my real priorities: God, family, friends, fitness, and then business, in that order. What came from that is something I now teach with my clients. It's called the TimeWealth business. Let me show you how this works. You can follow along with a piece of paper, take some notes on your phone. Let's get into it. Let's start with the ordered week. So what the ordered week is basically, if you could look forward 12 months from now, what would you like your week to look like? How do you want to be spending your time in the perfect scenario? So this goes on a daily basis, when you wake up, when you go to bed. It goes on a more macro basis. How many vacations do you want to go on? Where do you want to live? And we'll get into that a little bit later with the lifestyle numbers. So how do you want to spend your time? This is the order week, is how you organize your time. So you stop reacting and start leading. Begin with your priority ladder. So your priority ladder is what you're committing to prioritizing with your time, money, and energy first. Now, when you see this, maybe I'm not going to be investing as much time with my family as I do in work for seasons. That doesn't mean it's less important. It means that when push comes to shove, or what I'm building the businesses for should be to honor and glorify God first and foremost, and then to support my family, to give them a life that I want to give them. So how you do this is you grab pen and paper, 4 or 5. So it'd be God, family, and you can see right beside it, friends, fitness, business. That's my hierarchy. Now, you don't have to do that, but that's what helps me mentally say, hey, what's going to be first? What's going to get the first fruits of my time? If I have to sacrifice something, if I need to work out, but I miss my Bible time, I should miss my workout to prioritize my spiritual fitness, my relationship with God. If I miss my workout, but I didn't have a date with my wife that week, I should deprioritize my workout and prioritize my wife for a date. So this line here is your non-negotiables. So anything on the top 2 rungs of your priority ladder are non-negotiable things. So you're not going to move them. Let me give a little bit of an example. I've been an entrepreneur for over 13 years. We have a gym business. Some of you might have heard the story already, so I'll keep it short. And 2020, first lockdown, 5 lockdowns, open and closing 4 or 5 times. Couldn't use our gym that we're paying rent on for 7 months total. And at that time, I looked at my priority ladder and I said, I am not going to give up time with the Lord and time with my wife. I'm looking behind me because my priority ladder is right behind the camera there, in order to protect my fitness in that season. So what I did is I moved my fitness below my business in that season, and I reprioritized it up here. I lost some fitness, yes, but that, God's grace and a lot of other things, helped us get out of that season of business. So now I'm in the season where my fitness took 5 years, went above my businesses again, so I could reallocate that time. But I'm never going to the best of my abilities, devalue God and my family in pursuit of friends, fitness, and business. Now, there might be seasons where you have to spend more time in one area, but as long as it's in support of God, glorifying Him and support of your family, that's different than just doing for prideful reasons. And only you will know that. So now if we go back up here, so once we have, so I said God, family, friends, fitness, business, and I'm purposely writing really fast. So now I go to my perfect week, and you can do this on Google Calendar. You can actually create a new calendar, toggle it on, create a perfect week so you visually can see how you want to spend your time. So you're going to start with your big rocks. So God first. So maybe let's say you go to 5 a.m., Devo time. Then let's say maybe 8 is breakfast. That's family time. Then let's say fitness, that's 12, and then so on and so forth. So you put all these areas in here, starting with your big rocks. Then you allocate time to work. Whatever's left over, that's what you allocate to your work. And I'm going to share why this is important a little bit here. So Parkinson's law, Parkinson's law says your work grows to fill the time you give it. So if you have a whole day open, the tasks will take the whole day. Tighten the window and you'll stay focused and get things done faster. This simple rule helps you keep your time under control and stop wasting effort. So you can think of this on a micro and a macro scale. So let's say on the micro, it's a daily thing. So I'm going to be let's say I give myself 2 hours to create the video script for this video, to create this presentation, and then to record it. So I need to be intentional at the time of creating myself a deadline. If I didn't create myself a deadline, I didn't have this prioritized, I would expand the time it took to finish this thing. Then you got to take into account procrastination, all that stuff as well. So what you can see here is effort, time. So there's an optimal sweet spot here. Effort increases until the optimal point, then it drops off. Then you waste time after that. So think of this in the macro sense as well. If I don't put my big rocks in the calendar, if I'm not intentional being proactive with those important things, things are going to take over at that time. So I don't know if you've heard of this before. Let me go like this. Let's go off the books here a little bit. This is a cup. You have sand, that's sand. You have pebbles, and you have big rocks. I don't know if anyone's heard of this before, but if I put the sand, meaning urgent tasks, first into my allotted time, I'm not going to be able to fit the big rocks, being the important things in my life. Same thing with the pebbles. So I might be able to fit a few, but not really well. Then let's say, skip to the chase here, put the big rocks in first, then the pebbles, which is a little bit more important, and then everything else fits alongside that. That's basically the idea behind this, is big rocks in first, so then you can put the smaller, less important things than the big rocks, but more important than the sand, and then the sand in. So everything has its place. So things will expand in the macro and the micro to take time if you're not careful. Now the lifestyle number. So the lifestyle number is the amount you need to live the life you want to live, to give, to save, to travel, to rest without pressure. Most business owners chase revenue they don't actually need. So whether someone on the internet told them they need it, or it's just something they thought they wanted or needed, they're chasing numbers that aren't actually tied to something of purpose and meaning and value to them. So they get in this hamster wheel, they start building businesses they get trapped in. So now knowing your numbers keeps you grounded, focused, and clear on what's good enough. Brings work into alignment with how you actually want to live. So there's another part of this program that this TimeWealth framework that's called purpose wiring. And what I believe we've all been gifted in design in different ways. The way my wife works in the marketplace, in the professional sense, is not the same as me. Things she enjoys doing is not things I would enjoy doing. She likes checking boxes. I like dreaming and whiteboarding. And that's okay. But we have to know that, how we've designed. So if we pursue a business with money first in mind, at the sacrifice, it's a pretty good gift, of our gifts, we're going to get drained. That's the drain symbol. You're going to become drained, okay? But if you pursue gifts first and you nurture that over time, the benefit will be finances. So what you're going to do is you're going to think, if you're loving what you do in work, you're using your God-given gifts and talents, you're not going to be pursuing more wealth to escape from your job. A lot of people have consumeristic type spending habits or time spending habits that are a waste and are not beneficial to them in the long run because they're trying to escape this trap I was talking about. So this is where the lifestyle number comes into play. How much do you need to make for your core needs? Giving, bills, essentials, home, food, savings, kids, school, or seed money for a business for them in the future. Vacations, hobby, adventure, margin, freedom, and fun. So that's your lifestyle number. So let's say that lifestyle number is $12,000. Now you have to do the math on how to get your business to make that. So it's no longer about going to $1 million or $2 million or $3 million business. It's what's the business I'm going to build that's going to leverage my gifts and talents, my passions, what the world needs, and how can I serve and help people in the marketplace with that? And then how do I become more efficient, delegate, automate, eliminate, build a team, build a plan, systemize my business so that I can make that much money. I can profit $12,000. So it becomes more about the profit. And then what I'll show you next, balanced with how much time in this first exercise you had to work. Okay, so let's say you gave yourself 25 hours a week to work. So let's go down here now. So your effective hourly rate, this is the most important metric I have my clients track. And the reason is it tells me, and if you saw the first video, if you haven't seen the first video of this, make sure you go back and watch it. The most important metric is EHR because it shows you the health of your business, your systems, your team, right? The gap between how much money you take home and how much time you spend making it. Okay, that freedom number in the middle. So your EHR shows what your time is worth. Add all your monthly income from all sources. So whatever you make money from, doesn't matter. Total hours worked, the number is your baseline. Any task that earns less should be delegated, automated, or dropped. A simple way to protect your time and build efficiently. So EHR is time, take home money, divided by hours worked. So let's say, I'm just going to show in a second, that's your lifestyle number was $12,000. That's what you say, hey, if we're doing what we want to do, save, all that good stuff, that's how much money we need to make a month. And then you're working 25 hours a week, that's 100. Okay, so then we go down here, there you go. So your time needs to be worth $120 an hour. So this is the TME filter. Run every project, every idea, every business through this. Does this save or multiply my time? Does this make or protect my money? Does this add or drain my energy? If it fails 2 or more, it's not worth pursuing. This filter keeps you focused on what actually matters, actually moves forward. So I've had this happen where someone has multiple businesses. One's making $1 million. Well, I can't remember. It was close to $1 million or $1 million plus, but they're only profiting a couple thousand a month and they're spending a lot of time in it. And they have a side business that I'm taking a few examples from a few different people. But let me give a hypothetical. Let's say they're making $1 million a year, but they're only profiting $2K a month. Okay. And they're working 50 hours a week. That's a low EHR. But let's say they have another business where they're making $16K a month, but they're profiting $7K a month and they're working 20 hours a week. That's way more impactful in terms of EHR ROI for time, money, and energy invested. So I would say get rid of this one quickly and reallocate that business. So you can see that, hey, strategic and creative work, do more of this. High value work, low value work, delegate that out. Delegate, eliminate, or delete, or automate. EHR helps you measure the true value of your time. Tasks pay less than your EHR, delegate it. MED principle. Minimum effective dose is the smallest input that gives you the best result. Find the one action in each area, leadership, marketing, sales, operations, cash flow, that creates the biggest impact. Focus there. So there's a business airplane. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Yeah, a little bit right there. And this is how you audit your business. So you rank it. There's a simple quiz you can take below, but you rank it out of 10, let's say, in all these different areas. And then you focus your time, money, and energy on the ones that are going to have the biggest impact for you. So too little is going to be ineffective of ROI, effort. This is the sweet spot. Maximum impact for minimum output, right? So if I invest an hour in and get $200 out of the hour, that's much more beneficial, obviously, than investing 10 hours in and getting the same amount of money out of that. So you'll start to look at everything you're doing through this lens. And then the micro and the macro. If this year, if I focused on one thing in my business and I gave all my attention to that thing, what's that one thing that's going to have the highest ROI, the biggest impact on the rest of my business? Focus on that one thing if you have a limited time. Same thing on a daily basis. What's the one priority, 1 to 3 things on a daily basis I can do that's going to impact my day or have the biggest impact on my day, on my life as a whole? Minimum effective dose. So time, wealth, business stack. Foundation, how we build and grow. Christ-centered life, order week, lifestyle number, time, money, and energy filters, profit and margin. Each step builds stability. Pieces are in place. Your business supports your life instead of controlling it. That's the big idea I'm trying to get across is stop pursuing this revenue goal. Start building from more or less ikigai. So what does the world need? What can be paid for? What are your gifts? And what are you passionate about? What mission are you passionate about? That center point is your sweet spot. Build that, grow that, invest in that, and protect your time. And there will be seasons, right? So there will be seasons. So there's build phase of entrepreneurship, which I went over the last video, so make sure you check that out. There's grow, there's scale, there's tycoon. High time, low money, medium time, medium money, low time, high money, really low time, very high money. So all that to say, there's gonna be seasons that you have to go through. You're not gonna get right to what quote unquote time wealth right away. You're gonna have to go through the grind in build phase. But if you're in scale phase and you're still pushing for a bigger revenue, that's costing you your time with your family, your fitness, your mental well-being. It's not worth it. You're building it for the wrong reasons then, or you need to switch it up, or you need to revamp everything. Now, maybe you're thinking, what if my clients expect more of my time? What if I can't hit that income goal with fewer hours? What if I've never actually looked at my numbers this way? That's normal. And that's exactly what I help men walk through. When you get this right, you don't just make more money, you build margin, you build peace. You become the man God called you to be, a steady, present, and purposeful leader. If this is resonating with you and you know it's time to build with intention, I want to invite you to work with me inside the TimeWealth Program. It's a private life and business coaching program for Christian men who want to scale without losing what matters most. Inside, we walk you through your ordered week, your lifestyle number, your business model, your leadership systems, and align it all with your core values, so your business finally supports your life instead of draining it. If you're ready to simplify, focus, and build something sustainable, click the link below to apply to be one of the 22 men in the TimeWealth program. Let's get your time back. Let's help you lead well. Let's build something that lasts. Thanks for watching. I invite you to subscribe, leave your biggest takeaway in the comments below, and stay tuned for the next video in the series. We're going to help you grow your business so you can work under 16 hours a week while taking home 6+ figures a year from your business. Until next time, earn your dopamine.